Hi, also this is video number 2 on 12-tone serialism, talking a little bit more about how to build a matrix based on a single row form. And so I thought, since we looked at this row form already, of Finney, of that little invention that we heard earlier, that we could use this row form to build our matrix. So let's go through, and actually I just want to use this, and let's do some more practice with prime form and converting it to our inverted form of this. And you don't have 2 stabs, but we can just go from here. So here's P9, and this is P9 right here. So I'm just going to copy this out in pitch class integers. So I have 9, 10, 8, 7, 5, 6, 3, 4, 0, 1, 11, and 2. And remember, these numbers are order numbers, right? This is just literally listing the order of the 12-tone row, so that when you're identifying the pitches in a piece of music, it's easy enough for you to see what they are. They are not the pitch class integers. Okay, so remember, to find the inverted row form, we want to go through and find the intervals between each of these, and we're going to take right minus left. So 10 minus 9 is 1, 8 minus 10 is negative 2 or 10, 7 minus 8 is negative 1 or 11, 5 minus 7 is negative 2 or 10, 6 minus 5 is 1, 3 minus 6 is negative 3 or 9, 1, negative 4 or 8, 1, 10, and negative 9 or 3. And there we go. Okay, so I9, here's our intervals for I9. Let's invert these intervals here. So 1 becomes 11, 10 becomes 2, 11 becomes 1, 10 becomes 2, 1 becomes 11, 9 becomes 3, 1 becomes 11, 4, 11, 2, and 9. And those are our intervals. So our starting pitch of I9, of course, is 9. 9 plus 11, which is our interval, is 20, or in mod 12, that would be 8. 8 plus 2 is 10. 10 plus 1 is 11. 11 plus 2 is 13, or 1. 1 plus 11 is 12, or what we would know is 0. 0 plus 3 is 3. 11 plus 3 is 14, or 2 in mod 12. 2 plus 4 is 6. 6 plus 11 is 17, or 5. 5 plus 2 is 7, and 7 plus 9 is 16, or in mod 12, that would be 4. Okay, then you want to go back through and check you don't have any of the same pitches. And ta-da, there's our I9 row form. And remember that these are just the intervals between the notes. That's not our pitch classes. All right, that should be easy enough to do. And you can always pause the video and go back and try that yourself. Okay, so here's P9, right? Which we have. That's our first row form. And really, our first row form can start on any pitch class. That's whatever the composer is putting together. Those intervals are important between the notes, of course, because they're going to help us determine what our inverted row form is. So what is a matrix then? A matrix is, here, let me exit out of this real quick. A matrix is something that can help us see all possible 48 row forms. And so here you see a matrix here. I'm going to build my matrix with pitch class integers, because I think for me it's a lot easier to put it all in there using pitch class integers rather than using letter names, because then my index numbers 9, 0, 11, 6, 7, 8, etc., will make a little bit more sense. Okay, so notice here a couple of things. P form is here on the left, I form is on top, R form is to the right, and RI form is on the bottom. So all of our P row forms will be going this way, right? All of our I row forms will be going this way from beginning to end. R row forms will be going this way, and RI row forms will be going this way. And that makes sense, because if P row forms are this way, then the retrograde has to be backwards of that. So we'll be able to read all 48 row forms from our matrix, and this is kind of a really nice reference, especially if you're composing a 12-tone piece. You can have all of the possible row forms right in front of you, or if you're even looking at a 12-tone piece of music, you can refer to this to see which row form you might be encountering at that moment. Okay, so let's go back now. We're going to jump over, let me jump over to photos and grab this photo real quick so we can see what our row form is here, 9, 8, T, 11, 1. Okay, and I'm going to go back to books, and I've actually written out my first row form here. Where is my, there we go. So again, my P row form I've already written out, and here's that first row form for the Finney. And I've written it out here. And my I row form should be down here, and gosh, I gotta remember what it is. Here it is again. I 9, 8, 10, 11, 1. 9, 8, 10, 11, 1. Oops, sorry about that. For some reason, it's not wanting to go back to photos. There we go. 9, 8, 10, 11, 1, 0, 3, 2, 6, 5. 0, 3, 2, 6, 5. And 7, 4, my last two. There we go. So there's my I form going down. There's my P form going to the right. And guess what? From here, it's just simple addition, because all of these in my I9 row form represent all of the possible prime forms that I'm going to get. P8, P10, P11, P1, P0, P3, P2, P6, P5, P7, and P4. And again, all of the row forms on top are going to be all my I row forms. I10 going down, I8, I7, I5, I6, I3, I4, I0, I1, I11, I2. Yes, and of course, this way we'll have all of our retrograde forms. Let's write this out. This is easy. This is all you have to do. For me, generally what I do is you can write all the transpositions if you want, but notice here I have 9, and I can do one of two things. I can go down to 8, here, P8, and really that's just a transposition of, we could say 11, but really it's a transposition of -1. So if I take all of the numbers from my P9 form and subtract 1, so 9 minus 8 is 1, or 9 minus 1 is 8, 10 minus 1 is 9, 8 minus 1 is 7, 7 minus 1 is 6, 4, 5, 2, 3, 11 here, 0, 10, and 1. Voila. And that's pretty easy, I think, right? And so you can find all of those and just add it up as you go. So if I want to do P10, actually I can just add 1 to my original 9 form. So 9 plus 1 is 10. 10 plus 1 is 11. 8 plus 1 is 9. 7 is 8. 6, 7, 4, 5, 1, 2, 0, 3. And here, going from 10 to 11, I can just add 1, right? 10 plus 1 is 11. And so this transposition is just T1, 0, 10, 9, 7, 8, 5, 6, 2, 3, 1, 4. And P1 here, I can do that, or I can try and jump down to 7 down here, and I'll do my row form 7, and I'll subtract 1 from my 8 row form. So 8 minus 1 is 7, 9 minus 1 is 8, 7 minus 1 is 6, 5, 3, 4, 1, 2, 10, 11, 9, and 0. Okay, and 7, I can subtract 1 to get my P6 row form, like this. So take my P7 row form that I just did, and subtract 1 to get my P6 row form. So that's 7, 5, 4, 2, 3, 0, 1, 9, 10, 8, and 11. And I can get my 5 row form by subtracting 1 from my P6 row form. So 6, 4, 3, 1, 2, 11, 0, 8, 9, 7, and 10. And I can keep going. I'll find 4 is down here. 6, 4, 3, 1, 2, 11, 0, 8, 9, 7, and 10. And actually, if I'm going from P11 to P0, that's actually just adding 1. So I'll go back up here. Here's my 11 row form, and I'm just going to add 1 to it to get 0, right? My P0 row form. So 0 plus 1 will make this row form here. And that would be 1, 11, 10, 8, 9, 6, 7, 3, 4, 2, 5. Then I'll go back up to 1 here and add 1 to my 0 form. 2, 0, 11, 9, 10, 7, 8, 4, 5, 3, 6. And to 2, I'll add 1 for my P1. So 3, 1, 0, 10, 11, 8, 9, 5, 6, 4, 7. And finally, P3, I'll add 1 to my P2 row form. 4, 2, 1, 11, 0, 9, 10, 6, 7, 5, and 8. And there you go. That's it. So basically, after you have your I row form and your P row form, all you have to do is add. Find the row form that's the closest, and you should be able to do it fairly easily. Now, here's how you know you're right. If you look, oops, don't do that. If you look diagonally down the middle, you should have all the same number. And here, for some reason, on my P4, I do not. I'm not sure what happened there. P4. Yeah, I made a mistake in my addition here. This should be a 9. So you can see sometimes mistakes happen here. And, right, so that should all be the same number going down. It's not always 9, but it should be the same number. And that's how you know you have the right row form here. Okay, so starting over here, this would be R9, and remember it's from the last number, the first number of its corresponding row form. R8, R10, R11, R1, R0, R3, R2, R6, R5, R7, R4, right? And then down here, this would be RI9 with that corresponding row form up here, right? RI10, RI8, and I'm gonna stop writing RI. 5, 6, 3, 4, 0, 1, 11, and 2, right? And these are all RIs. I'll write it in there just to be complete about this. And that's retrograde inversion. RI represents retrograde inversion. And my Apple Pencil might be running out of juice here. And there you have it. There's a full-blown matrix here. And now you can reference any single one of the 48 row forms. So R10 would be this, just this, going backwards. 3, 0, 2, 1, 5, 4, 7, 6, 8, 9, 11, 10. And this is a really nice way to be able to see all of your row forms here. Again, it takes a little bit of time, but then you kind of have a key or a legend that you can use when you're looking at a piece, or when you're composing a piece, you can see all of these possible row forms. So there it is. Let me know if you guys have any questions about this. And again, you'll get some practice on having a prime form and showing its inverted form. And then, of course, you can transpose any of those or show any sort of retrograde of that easily just by addition or subtraction. All right, guys, thanks.